You're listening to AI PRISM from Seoul Economic Daily.
Three numbers before the close. 6,852.58, up 5.89%. SK Hynix jumped 12.73%. Samsung Electronics gained 9.49%. And foreigners bought a net 1.71 trillion won. A 40 trillion won buyback announcement just lit a fuse under the whole semiconductor complex. It's Friday, August 21st. Here's what today's story could mean for the Korean market. SK Hynix's board approved buying back and canceling its entire 40 trillion won stake within 3 months, committing to return over half its cumulative free cash flow through 2027. The move came earlier and larger than analysts expected, easing lingering doubts about how long the memory chip upcycle can last. A separate drop in long-term U.S. Treasury yields, driven by an expanded Treasury buyback program, also lifted risk appetite and pulled foreign money back into Korean equities. Here's what the numbers show. The KOSPI closed at 6,852.58, up 381.41 points, or 5.89%, triggering its 24th buy-side sidecar of the year. SK Hynix bought back 650,000 shares at an average 1,678,182 won a share on day one, a total of 1.09 trillion won, or $783.4 million, while its stock surged 12.73% to 1,691,000 won, or $1,214. Samsung Electronics rose 9.49% to 271,000 won, or $194.6, on expectations it could unveil a shareholder return package worth up to 150 trillion won, or $107.7 billion. Foreigners bought a net 1.71 trillion won, or $1.23 billion of KOSPI shares, extending a 6-day buying streak worth 6.39 trillion won, or $4.59 billion since August 11th. The won strengthened to 1,392.6 per dollar, an 11-month low, as capital outflow pressure eased to $3.3 billion so far this month, down sharply from July's $6.2 billion. So what does this mean for traders positioning for tomorrow's open? Earlier, we flagged the 40 trillion won buyback as the fuse. Here's what that means for you. Semiconductor large caps look to remain the market's key swing factor, especially if Samsung confirms its own return plan in the coming weeks. Foreign flows are clearly turning, but Citi flags the National Pension Service's currency hedge ratio as the wild card that could either extend or stall won strength. Keep an eye on KOSDAQ too. Altiogen's 11.86% jump shows risk appetite is spilling into growth names, not just the chip majors. 3 things to watch. Whether Samsung Electronics announces its own buyback or dividend plan in the coming weeks. The National Pension Service's next move on its currency hedge ratio. And options expiry positioning heading into next month's derivative settlement. That's today's AI PRISM. Stock investors. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic Daily reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI PRISM is a WAN-IFRA award-winning series. We'll be back tomorrow.
You've been listening to AI PRISM from Seoul Economic Daily.